All right, so listen up, guys. Let me talk a little bit about Mr. Nelson. It's 11 o'clock. It's time to get started. So I started training with Mr. Nelson back in 2003. So I have known him for 17 years, and he has become like a second dad to me. Mr. Nelson is a great friend of mine. We call each other several times a week. We have a fantastic friendship. I admire him for all his hard work he has done over the years, especially the dedication to martial arts training, martial arts improvement, and sharing martial arts with his community, and all the thousands of students that he has trained over the last 40 years that he has been actively involved in Taekwondo. So it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce you guys Grandmaster Sid Nelson, an 8-figure black belt in Taekwondo. He's gonna take over in just a moment. He's gonna be teaching a fun seminar about strikes and striking points. So Mr. Nelson, I'm gonna invite you in. All right, Mr. Nelson, you are live. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Texas. How are you? Thumbs up, everybody. You doing good? Everybody doing good? All right, boys and girls. You guys ready to get started this morning? Let's wake up with a little bit of movement here. We're going to be going over strikes. We see them in our movements from white belt to black belt. What strikes? Martial arts strikes. Guys, let's put our fingers up like this, knuckles up like this. Would you do it? Can you hear me? Everybody, let's name 8 of the strikes that are in our martial arts forms. 1 is a knife hand. Everybody, that's the first one you learn. 2 is a back fist. 3 is a spear hand. 4 is an elbow strike. And we're going to go over all of these guys. 5 is a palm strike. 6 is a ridge hand. Let me see those fingers go up. We're on 6 of them. 7 is going to be your hammer strike. And 8 is a twin finger strike, guys. Let's go over them now. Everybody ready for action? All right, let's get started. First one is the knife hand, guys. Show me a knife hand. That's it. That's it. We don't want that sticking out at all, do we, guys? On a knife hand, you want the fingers nice and tight together. Keep your thumb locked in, almost like you got the letter L right here, guys. Can you see it? The letter L. Very, very tight. All right. Secondly, you got the back fist, guys. Hands and fingers in first. Thumb locks them down. Turn it over, guys. And these 2 knuckles right here. That will be your back fist strike. Like so. Next one will be spear strikes, guys. You can be vertical or you can be horizontal. Spear strikes. All right, guys. Next, we're going for the elbow strikes. Boom. Boom. Everybody give me an elbow strike. Good. Next, palm strike. All right, guys. The tiger palm. And next, we got the ridge hand strike. Make the 4 numbers right here and tuck your thumb in and fingers tight. You're going to be striking right here. We're going to go over all of the striking surfaces and all of the striking points momentarily, guys. Just want to get you used to seeing these again as you've been seeing them in your different forms. Next will be the hammer strike. Good. And of course, the twin finger strike, guys. All right, let's go back to the first one and look at the knife hand strike, guys. Once again, this is the striking surface, is what we call it. This is where you can make contact with your target. Everybody say surface. Good. This edge of the hand right here, watch out for the fingers. If you're hitting something, you got to use that hard part right here, guys, and thumb locked in nice and tight. On the back fist, fingers in first, thumb locks them in, guys, over the first 2 knuckles here. Turn your hand around. Again, these first 2 knuckles right here is called the striking surface. So if you're going to hit something, You would hit with those two knuckles just like that. Very good. Spear hand. You got the spear. You can get your fingers tucked in a little bit, guys, and that's going to go vertical. And it's going to go horizontal, striking with the tips of the fingers. You have to have your hand very rigid for this. All right, guys, so you see these in your form going vertical and horizontal. Next is the elbow, the striking surface. I like to hold my elbow set like this and my hand like you're holding a mug, guys. And then you're going to be striking with the edge of the elbow right here. Not the point, but the striking surface is right in here, guys, with your hand like you're drinking a mug. Good. Next is the palm strike. Psh, let me see that palm strike out there, guys. That's the heel of the palm right here. That's the very hard part. That's the contact point. You don't want to hit up here high because it'll bend your wrist back and hurt your wrist, right, guys? So the palm strike, very good. Ridge hand, thumb tucked in like the letter 4. This part right here, guys, the ridge of the hand, it's the opposite of the knife hand. So you're going to be hitting here. Good job. Oh, telephone. No telephone now. Ready. Ridge hand. Good job, guys. The ridge hand. I'm going right now to the hammer strike, guys. You can imagine coming down with a hammer. It's going to be the bottom part, nice and tight. And remember, when you make all these strikes, keep your arms relaxed when you begin the strike. Only it's when you make contacts, when you tighten your muscles up, so you can make your striking surfaces really hard, and they will be able to make a greater impact. Some of you out there have to break wood for belt tests. So to do that, you have to stiffen up your body, and it makes your striking surfaces hard so you can break the wood, guys. Now, next one is we did the hammer strike, twin finger strike, guys. Is this one you're going to break wood with? Nope. So the twin finger strike, you see that in a higher degree black belt form, but it's very interesting. Now we're going to be going over the striking points. Everybody say striking points. That's the target. That's where you're going to be hitting. If you're using self-defense, strikes can be applied to the body, and those are called our striking points. The temple, you can put the knife hand strikes and the back fist strikes. That's a striking point. The nose, everybody put your finger on your nose. Good. Throat, good. Point of the jaw, the ear, the carotid artery, the neck around here has lots of good nerves. Solar plexus, ribs, the floating ribs especially, kidneys in the back, and then below the belt, guys. These are some sensitive areas that you can apply your strikes to if you have self-defense. What's the number one means of self-defense? Not to offend. What's the second one? Run. What's the third one? Fight if you have to, guys. So we don't use the strikes. We don't use the fight unless it's total necessary. Who can run fast? Most kids. Who can negotiate good from the brain? Kids, they're smart. So you can use means to get out of things, guys. So the strikes are for that reason. And we're going to be looking at the surfaces. We just looked at those. Good. Right here, fingertips, elbow. Now, I left one strike out. Can anybody guess what it is? The knee strike, guys. When you make that knee strike, top of the knee right here is going to be the surface. And that goes below the belt or the ribs, somewhere you can get the head. All right, guys, the strikes will only be limited to the power that you use in your arms if you do not use your hips. So that's what we're going to talk about, how you get more power with your strikes. So I've got a technique for you guys today to try it out. And if you get good at this technique, you can use any of your strikes with it and make them go from a level 1 power to a level 10 power, guys. Everybody's got thumbs up on that? Good. All right, let's get busy now. We're going to learn how to make this technique work. Everybody, I'm going to adjust my camera so you can see. We're going to use these hips right here. I want you to turn yourself to the left or right, all the way like this, and all the way back like this. Good. In a twisting motion, guys. If you get a close look at the feet on the floor, you can see that the feet are twisting up. You can see this heel. You can see this heel. Good. Just like this, guys. Good. In fact, I want you to take a guard stance, boys and girls, and I want you to turn sideways to me in this way. And we're going to take our back hip and turn it forward and bring it back. Let's practice 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Switch legs. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I turn all the way forward. And 5. Bam. Right there with those hips, guys. Now let's try out some of these techniques, guys. Let's take the knife hand. So from here, we're going to cross it on top and turn that hip. 1. Good. We unleash the hips. More power, guys. Ready? 2. Hi-ya! Hi-ya! Knife hand strikes can also be used different ways, coming down, across. So strikes can be done different ways. You see them in the form, guys. Pump strike or back fist. Cross them up, twist. Hi-ya! Hi-ya! The more you use this, the more power you're going to have, guys, on your twist. Good. Next one will be the palm strike. Setting up. Hi-ya! And twist. Hi-ya! Without this, you have no power, guys. So really get that twist in there. Ready? Hi-ya! Spear strike. Hi! Hi! Horizontal spear strike. Hi! 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 Good. Elbow. Hi-ya! Hi-ya! Next, bridge hand. Tuck it to the thumb and across, guys. Hi-ya! 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 Hammer strike. Coming down. Hi! Right there, guys. Up and one more. Hi-ya! Twin finger. Twist. 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 Ready stance. Good job, boys and girls. So what do you see? The power source is coming from what? The hips, the arms. So what starts the power? What starts the power? Everybody say hips, arms, wrist. So let's just take one strike. Palm strike. Hips start first. Palm, the arms, and the wrist is the last. Hips, arm, wrist. Hi-ya! Right there, guys. So it's just like most sports, baseball, golf, they use hips, and then they use the arms and the wrist. All right, guys, next, we're going to talk how these strikes can be used like blocks. Did you know that your strikes can be used like blocks? Thumbs up. Good. Elbow strike. In your form, you see it going horizontal, and you see it coming up. So, if I have to block somebody trying to throw a punch to the side of the head, you can lift your elbow and let it hit your arm. You can let it hit your arm, guys. So you can see it acts like a shield right there. So if you have a bad situation, your strikes can be used like blocks. Outer block, eye block. Good. You can strike across. You can strike out. So the strikes, hammer strike, can be used like a low block. So this is a hammer strike. And you can see it can be used like a block. Palm strikes. Somebody's punching in, you can block it across this way with your strike. Yep. Woo. So you can use your blocks. Ridge hand block. Ridge hand block. So you can see that the blocks can be used like strikes, and strikes can be used like blocks. If you do them in an order that makes them powerful, guys. And what is that? How do you generate that power? One more time. Everybody say hips, arms, wrist. Those three things. Now, let's take a look at an example of which one do you break wood with these things. You can break wood with all your strikes. Two of them I recommend on a light piece of wood like paper. So I like to use paper as a target. So if you want to practice, guys, you can hold up a piece of paper really good like this and practice your spear hand strikes right through the paper, or your finger strikes, or even your palm or back fist. What's going to happen if somebody's holding on really tight is that even though it's only a piece of paper, you're going to have enough speed to tear the paper in half. So this is a great way to have some fun and work on a target, guys. If you can get through this piece of paper, you got some good speed. All right, so just to recap, learning, we've been talking about the 8 strikes that you see from white belt to black belt. One more time, guys. Here we go. Knife hand, back fist, spear hand, elbow, palm, knee, ridge hand, and then the hammer and also the twin finger strike that you see in the high black belt forms. So you got all these different strikes to have fun with, and you can practice them on different targets. Then we said we got 2 things we're looking at. Striking surface, that's where you actually make the contact with your strikes. Hammer, okay, elbow, knee, and the striking points. That's where you hit the temple, the eyes, throat, nose, along the neck, ears, solar plexus, ribs, all the sensitive spots, because like you don't want to hit the arms, the muscles, they are too strong, guys. But if you hit the sensitive spots with your strikes, you've got a better chance of having some good results with them, right? Okay, then we said we know we can get power with our arms because everybody's got muscles on the arms, but can you get more power? And the answer is yes. How do you get this more power? Well, you look at 3 things, starting with the hips, arms, wrist. H-A-W, ha. So what I do is I practice the hips separately so that I make sure that those are going good. Then I work into my strikes, as we did, as we showed earlier. So when you start your practices, you can start right away with your hips twisting. And you can do so many punches and strikes once you learn your hips, and then you can get those strikes going, guys. Sound good? Thumbs up. Woo! All right, guys. Can strikes be used like blocks? What's the answer? It should be yes. Can strikes be used like blocks? Yes. Can blocks be used like strikes? Yes. So when you make blocks, high block, outside block, low block, if you learn to use your hips, they can hit like strikes, guys. In fact, we've seen many instructors break wood with all their blocks, and they're showing how they can be used like strikes. So it gives you a little insight as to the versatility of these techniques. Now, we're going to play a game, guys. We're going to play a game. Rock, paper, scissors. What do you got in rock, paper, scissors? Hammer strike, right? Spear hand. Twin finger strike. Right at you guys, right? So let's play a little game of strikes today. Everybody with me? All right. If you don't have the same one that I use, you get 3 push-ups. Thumbs up. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Aya! Got you guys. Forgot you. I had an elbow. If you didn't have an elbow, you got 8 choices to pick from. You got 3 push-ups. Go. That's it. Get back up quick. The game goes on. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Did you have the same move that I had? If you did not, you got to do 3 push-ups. Hit that floor again, guys. Don't worry. The odds are in your favor. You got 8 choices. Get ready, guys. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. A knife hand strike. It could be either way. So if you lost, you got to get 3 push-ups. Try to match the move that I'm going to have, and you won't get the push-ups. Ready? Let's get serious now. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Aya! Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Aya! Knee strike, guys. Woo! I think I got you today. Yes, sir. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Elbow. Good. All right, guys. So you can have a little fun with the strikes. What other strike can you use for a block? All of them. What's an example of 2 put together to make a nice shield? The elbow is shielding everything here, and the knee. When the knee comes up, whoop, whoop. This way, crunching up, guys. If you have a bad situation and somebody is punching on you, there's such a thing called body blocking, using your body to block. So you put your elbows up. If somebody hits the elbow, it's going to hurt. It's better to get your arms and your leg hit than your sensitive areas. Temple, nose, ear, mustache, throat, neck, solar plexus, floating ribs, kidneys, liver, spleen, and of course below the belt, right, guys? So you don't want to get these areas hit. You could get stunned and knocked out. It's not going to feel good. If you can, of course, run away, right? So when you bring that knee together with your elbow, you're creating a shield. What's the Pokemon that's known for the shield? Oh, I got you guys. Of course it is. Shieldon. Doesn't that make sense? Shieldon has the shields. So teacher knows about Pokemons too. All right, guys. So one more time. Knee to the elbow and cover. Good. Other side. Good. You got to have that balance right there, guys. Hold that knee up. Let me see that. Hold it for 3 seconds right here, guys. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3, and switch. Good. All right, guys. You know, Texas is a good place to be. You have one of my favorite instructors over there. That would be Mr. Spikar and Miss Spikar, the two together. Guys, you're very lucky. I want to thank them for allowing me to come on and give you some insights on striking. I hope that was helpful for you. I know we're all in this together. We're inside training. But when I went to my teacher's school and learned at the karate school, I was just going to see how they did it, guys. Most of my practice was done outside of class, at home. So you too are developing these good workout habits at home where you can train in your backyard, in the front yard, side of the house, wherever you want, in your room. So nobody can stop you from getting good. So really work super hard at practicing outside of school, out of class. I'm going to give you three things. I'm going to leave you with 3 things, how I got good at martial arts. Put your hands up, guys. Do not complain or give excuses. Say it. Do not complain or give excuses. Do not only leave it up to your teacher. So don't leave it up to your teacher, guys. You can be good if you want. All you have to do is go and practice more. You can be as good as you want. You don't have to wait for your teacher to get good. You can keep getting better if you practice. And the third one is identify your weaknesses and get to work. So if you think you need more work on your strikes, practice more strikes. Do you need more kicks? Practice more kicks. If you think your blocks are weak, practice more blocks. Identify your weak areas and get to work. Those are the 3 things that I use as a guide to get myself better. I enjoyed being with you today. And I will leave it back to your teacher. I had so much fun with you guys. I hope you can break some wood with these strikes when you get back in your class. Meanwhile, hit some targets and have some fun.
We can recap a little bit.
All right, Mr. Nelson, thank you so much. Can you please stay on for a few more minutes?
Oh, sure.
Oh. Mr. Nelson, can you stay on for a few minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen up, team. I'm gonna unmute. I'm gonna unmute the team. If you have a question, please raise your hand. If you have a question, can you please say your question nice and loud?
What level are you in black belt?
Oh, I have eight levels here.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you something
How
about
long
these.
have you been working? That's like 20 years. Good job,
Something years, maybe more.
Good job.
Now let me tell you something, guys. Get close. I'll show you all about this. Somebody said, can you beat up 10 people? I said, maybe it's possible.
You're close.
Said, you know what all these stripes really mean?
Oh.
That means I can run the fastest. Situation faster than most people guys. Run away.
How long have you been working on that mustache?
Yes, yes, yes.
Years have you been working?
All right, guys. Is there somebody else who have a question? If you have a question, please say it out loud.
Mustache, real or fake? Have you been working in karate? How many years have you been for an instructor?
Okay, so what is the question, Mr. Spiker?
No questions.
No questions, guys?
Is your mustache real?
How many years have you been training?
Oh, nobody knows for sure.
For a black belt?
All right, Miss, let me see. I have a question here. Somebody is raising the hand. Hold on, Mr. Nelson.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me see.
70% connected.
Did you read them all?
All right, I believe it was Miss Sarah and Sophia Osorio who had a question.
Okay.
All right, let me see right here. Okay, Miss Osorio, what's your question?
Which one?
Either one.
Either one. You raise your hand. So
I had two questions. What would you say are your strengths and how many belt tests have you failed?
What is it, Mr. Speckler?
What are your strengths and how many belt tests have you failed?
Okay. My strength is the fact that I've always planned my belt tests out very carefully.
No, he's gonna say it.
And the other answer is I've never failed a test.
How old were you when you
Because
started?
I'll tell you why. Planning and preparation is my key to success. And whenever I would know that I would take a belt test or have a demonstration, I would plan and do my form up to as many as 1,000 times. So I could do it blindfolded. I could do it on the ice. I could do it in the snow, in the rain, no matter what it would be, it would still work. But preparation, preparing yourself really good is the key. It will reduce your fear and build your confidence, and for sure you will not fail a test. And so I've never failed a test. Now I've lost a lot of karate matches. I'm the biggest loser, guys. Yes, sir. I've lost a lot of karate matches. But failing is your friend.
Failing is your key to success.
That's right. You learn when you fail. And that's how you
all
get
right. If you have another question, please raise your hand in the chat. Raise your hand in the chat if you have another question. All right, Nicholas, I'm going to unmute you, okay? All right, Nicholas, what's your question?
Two questions. How long have you been an instructor and how long have you been training?
Okay. So probably, I think it's over 40 years now I've been in training, but it took about, maybe in my third year of training, my instructor asked me to help a little boy out for a karate tournament. And I wasn't at that point an instructor. I was a black belt. And this taught me my biggest lesson right here, guys. And this helped me make a decision on which way I was going to go in the martial arts. This little boy had a physical condition where he could not kick. He could barely walk. And so I met him and I was kind of surprised because I didn't know exactly how to help him. He wanted to go to a tournament. So I had to come up with a plan to help this little boy get to the tournament. So we did our moves together and I learned that what he really needed was just somebody to encourage him. And there's a lot of power in encouragement. When you say something good to somebody and you just encourage them. So I did some encouraging, hey, you can do it. Come on, let's go together. And I would kick and his kick would just barely come off the floor. Hey, that's better than before. So you're always looking for something good in somebody, what they do. And then he went to the tournament and he did pretty good, guys. And then I saw how powerful encouragement can be. It's more powerful than a kick and a strike. So I thought, I want to learn how to do this some more. So I became an instructor. And when I started helping people is when I really started understanding more about martial arts, because you have to, learn more about it, and you have to have you have more responsibility as a leader to be able to talk about it. And the instructors are the ones who, have those extra classes and meetings and talk about the techniques and the hips and things like that. So I knew that the instructors would be getting much better than a regular status. So it was motivating for me to get into teaching. So that's when I started teaching, about 3 years into my training. I helped the little boy, and then I wanted to get an instructor stripe, and then from there, it just kept building.
All right, team, if you have another question, please raise your hand using the chat feature. Let me see, anybody has another question?
Raylan.
All right, Raylan has a question, Mr. Nelson.
Yes, sir.
When will you come to Texas?
Okay, I'm working on that. My favorite, you know where my favorite instructor is? He's in Texas. That's Mr. Spikar, Miss Spikar. And so we'll get an invitation, and I'll be over there and come back and see you guys. I really miss it there in Texas, and thank goodness for the technology.
Yes, yes.
And so practicing at home is the way I used to do it, guys. I didn't wait for the teacher. I went to see how they did it at school, and then I got home and I practiced hours and hours and hours for my school. And I have some demonstrations on YouTube if you ever want to look at them. Just have to Google my name, and you can see in every demonstration that I do, you won't see the hours that I put into the demonstration, but you'll see that one moment, 1 minute, 2 minutes. And that's the joy of and the reward of practicing. There's something inside you get when you can impact other people. And as we teach in goal setting, Mr. Spikar, we go up the ladder to another belt. The next step is our belt, but also when you take that step, you want to see how many people you can help out. And you take another step and you see if you can bring some more people up with you. Like school kids, when you go from first grade to second, you meet all the friends you can, and you help people, and you have a lot of friends. You go to second to third grade, and you make more friends. By the time you get out of high school, you'll have lots of friends that you've helped along the way with maybe some math or something that you're good at, and you're going to be surrounded by friends, and that's a good thing. How about that?
Awesome. All
Yes.
right. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Okay, so listen up, guys. It looks like we have no more questions. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Remember what Mr. Nelson said. The journey to getting better is you taking action. Not necessarily you leave it up to your teacher, but it is you who is going to take action and who is going to make things happen.